In Ikordu, there was a woman who used dead body water to cook, and her restaurant was always crowded. People loved her food. They could not explain why. They just knew her food tasted very good. Be careful where you eat. Ibio was a hardworking woman, but she was very poor. Her husband was a bricklayer, but most of his money went into drinking and chasing women. He hardly brought anything home. Ibio carried the whole burden of the family on her head. School fees, food, rent, everything. One day, Ibio looked at herself while hawking groundnuts under the hot sun and said to herself, this life cannot continue like this. Selling groundnuts could not take her to the next level. And if she did not act fast, poverty would destroy her. So she decided to think smart. Ibio knew one thing very well. She knew how to cook. Anytime people visited her house, they always praised her food. Some people even joked that one day she could open a restaurant. So she decided to use her cooking skills to start one. She begged everybody she knew for money, family, friends, church members, and after all the begging and embarrassment, all she could raise was 50,000 naira, and it was not enough. So she had to take a loan of 250,000 naira from a microfinance bank. She found a nice shop just 2 streets away from the biggest mama put in the area. People were always there, but Ibio was not afraid. She told herself, my food is better than theirs. Ibio finally started her own restaurant, and after 2 months of running the business, reality hit her hard. Even though she was a very good cook, she barely made any profit. Whatever she made only fed her and her children. Nothing was left for rent, school fees, or even decent clothes. Some days, she would just sit in the shop and stare into space. Customers were not coming. One afternoon, a man entered her almost empty restaurant and ordered food. After eating, he wiped his mouth and called her to the corner. The man, whose name was Obina, said, "You can cook." "So, why don't you have customers?" he asked. Ibio sighed. She said, "I don't know. I try my best. My food is cheap. It is sweet. I even keep my place very clean. You ate here now. You can testify." The man nodded and said, "What you are saying is true, but you do not know the secrets of this restaurant business. That is why you are poor. You are supposed to be rich by now." Ibio's heart skipped. Confused and desperate, Ibio begged him to tell her the secret. She explained everything to him. She explained how she borrowed money, how the interest on the loan kept growing, and how her children were sent home from school. The man laughed. He said, "I know the solution, but is your mind strong enough to handle it?" Ibio sat up straight and said, "My mind is strong. Try me." Obina smiled and said, "Meet me at last destination mortuary by 8 p.m. After speaking with Obina, Ibio's mind kept racing all evening. Dead body water. Is that what this man was talking about? That evening, she closed her shop early and went home. Immediately, she entered the house. Her younger sister gave her bad news. Her children had been sent home from school. Ibio felt weak. And as if that was not enough, her husband staggered and drunk, smelling of alcohol and nonsense. That night, Ibio cried quietly. By exactly 8 p.m, she was at last destination mortuary. On her way, she saw something that shocked her. Mama Chitty, the owner of a report restaurant, was coming out of the mortuary with Obina, holding a bottle of dirty water. Ibio's heart dropped. So, this was it. No wonder Mama Chitty's restaurant was always full. Obina welcomed her and took her to his office. "You cannot succeed in Ikordu if you do not do what others are doing," he said. Before he spoke further, he brought out a charm and made her swear never to reveal the secret. Immediately, she saw the charm. Ibio knew this was serious. It had to be what she was thinking. Dead body water. But she told herself that swearing was not the same as doing it. So, she took the oath. After the oath, Obina told her everything. Mama Chitty, Ikira, Ikordu Palace Restaurant, all of them used dead body water. Obina told her that if she paid him 200,000 naira every month, he would supply her with the dead body water, and she should not worry because she would make that money back 100 times over. Ibio froze. Obina laughed. Now this thing will work. After that meeting, IBO did not sleep well for days. Anytime she closed her eyes, she remembered her empty restaurant. Anytime she opened them, she saw her children sitting at home instead of going to school. She tried to push the thought away. She told herself, I will not do this thing. God forbid. But every morning, she returned to her restaurant and sat in front of empty tables. One afternoon, as she was stirring soup, Mama Chitty walked in. IBO's heart skipped. Mama Chitty sat down like someone who owned the place. She looked around the restaurant and smiled sadly. She said, I know Obina talked to you. IBO froze. Mama continued, lowering her voice. I was exactly where you are now, walking around, suffering, borrowing money. My children were sent home from school every term. IBO wanted to deny it, but her mouth could not open. Mama Chitty leaned closer. Look at me today, she said. 3 restaurants in Lagos. I built a house in my village. My children are in good schools. All from the same business. IBO whispered. But Mama Chitty, you know what we are talking about? Water from dead bodies. Mama Chitty said, it sounds bad, but it does not kill anybody. We boil the water very well. The germs will die. People will eat it and go home happy. She looked IBO in the eyes. Poverty has no mercy. If you like, stay clean forever. Mama Chitty stood up, dropped some money on the table and said, think about it well. That night, IBO had already made up her mind. She knew she had to do it. When IBO finally went back to Obina and agreed, she was shaking. He laughed and told her, there is a fresh body tomorrow. Go and collect. She collected the water, cooked with it that night, and the next day, something changed. At first, it was just 1 extra customer, then 2. Then people started telling others, go and eat at the new woman's place. Her food is very sweet. By the end of the week, IBO was selling out early. Within 1 month, her daily sales doubled. She paid off her loan. Her children returned to school. IBO told herself, after some time, I will stop. Let me just do it for 5 months, clear my debt, take care of my children, then I will stop. But the money was sweet. Within 3 months, she rented the shop beside her own and expanded her restaurant. She hired workers, and whenever it was time to cook with the water, she sent everybody away. She became careful. She became smart. 1 year later, she divorced her useless husband, bought land, and moved her children to better schools. IBO stopped selling groundnuts forever. People now even called her Madam IBO. But this story is far from over. David was not looking for any secret. David was just an ordinary Ikorta boy who liked food. Before his friend died, they used to eat at Mama Chitty's restaurant almost every weekday after work. It was cheap, filling, and somehow addictive. Sometimes David would joke, why does your food taste so good? Mama Chitty would just laugh. After his friend fell sick and was admitted to the hospital, David stopped eating outside. Most of his money went to hospital bills. 5 days later, his friend died around 8 p.m. and was taken to Last Destination Mortuary. As David followed the vehicle into the mortuary compound, something distracted him. He saw Mama Chitty coming out of the mortuary gate. She was not visiting anyone. She was not crying. She was not asking questions. She was walking fast, holding a bottle tightly and looking left and right like someone hiding something. David paused. He told himself, maybe she has somebody here. But something about it did not feel right to him. The next day, David went to eat outside for the first time since he lost his friend. Out of habit, his legs carried him to Mama Chitty's restaurant. As he was eating, a thought entered his mind. Why was Mama Chitty at the mortuary last night? He dropped his spoon halfway. From that day, David could not eat there again. Anytime he passed the restaurant, the image came back to his mind. Mama Chitty holding a bottle and coming out of the mortuary at night. David was not a troublesome person, but curiosity pushed him. One evening after work, he sat near the mortuary pretending to press his phone. By 7:30 p.m., he saw a woman enter, and by 8 p.m., she came out with a bottle. The next day, another woman. Another day, Mama Chitty again. Always evening. Always bottles. Always food sellers. That was when fear entered David's heart. What kind of water do food sellers need from a mortuary? David quietly asked around, and one area boy told him, you never hear? Some people say restaurant owners use dead body water. David remembered his friend, the hospital, and the strange sickness. That was when anger joined the fear. They gathered area boys and stormed Mama Chitty's restaurant. When they threatened her, Mama Chitty tried to hold on. "I swear, if I talk, I will die," she cried. But the fear of being beaten was stronger than the fear of death. They told her, "You better talk, because if you talk, you will die. If you do not talk, the same thing will still happen." When she started confessing, her voice was shaking. She slowly called names. Palace. When she wanted to mention another name, her eyes rolled back. Blood rushed out of her mouth. She fell down and died. People screamed. The police came. The confession started something big. Restaurants were searched. Mortuary workers were arrested. Obina was arrested. One confession led to another. IBO did not wait. The moment she heard Obina had been arrested, her body turned cold. She did not argue. She did not ask questions. That same night, she packed her clothes, woke up her children, and left Lagos. By morning, her restaurant was locked. Today, IBO is still alive. She was never arrested. She is not in Ikourdu. She is no longer poor. She opened another restaurant under a new name, and people praise her food. They say, this woman can cook. But nobody knows her past. And that is the scariest part. Is she still doing what she used to do? Because evil does not always end. Sometimes, it only moves to another place. Be careful where you eat. Pass the stew, please.